Konnichiwa. Welcome to another intriguing tale from the annals of history. Today, we journey back to the fascinating life of Ivan the Terrible. Ivan the Terrible was a powerful Czar, but he faced a difficult dilemma. He needed to reform the country, but he lacked the power to do so because of the Boyars, the Russian princely class that dominated the country. In 1553, Ivan fell ill and asked the Boyars to swear allegiance to his son as the new Czar. Some hesitated, and some even refused. Ivan then realized that he had no power over the Boyars. In 1564, one of Ivan's closest friends, Prince Andrey Kurbski, defected to Lithuania and became Ivan's strongest enemy. Kurbski began raising troops for an invasion, and Russia's vast size made it a nightmare to defend. Ivan brooded until December 3, 1564, when he and his court left Moscow and established themselves in a village south of Moscow. Ivan sent a letter to Moscow explaining that he could no longer bear the Boyars' betrayals and had decided to abdicate. The letter had a startling effect. Merchants and commoners blamed the Boyars for Ivan's decision, and they took to the streets, terrifying the nobility with their fury. A group of delegates representing the church, the princes, and the people made the journey to Ivan's village and begged him to return to the throne. Ivan listened but would not change his mind. After days of hearing their pleas, however, he offered his subjects a choice. They could either grant him absolute powers to govern as he pleased, with no interference from the Boyars, or they could find a new leader. Faced with a choice between civil war and the acceptance of despotic power, almost every sector of Russian society opted for a strong Tsar, calling for Ivan's return to Moscow and the restoration of law and order. In February, Ivan returned to Moscow. The Russians could no longer complain if he behaved dictatorially. They had given him this power themselves. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards. You deal. If you want to control people, you need to give them options that benefit you no matter what they choose. You can do this by presenting them with two choices that are both bad, but one is worse than the other. This will force them to choose the lesser of two evils, which will still benefit you. Until next story, arigato.